How did you get the idea for writing a book about Steve Jobs?
I had just finished Einstein. I did Ben Franklin, Einstein, and I was at a book event in California, and there's Steve Jobs. He says, let's take a walk, and we take a walk. And he says, do me next. And my first reaction was, yeah, you arrogant, Franklin, Einstein, you. But then I realized, first of all, that he had been diagnosed with cancer and that he had affected our lives more than anybody else. Everything from the cell phone we have in our pocket to the fact we can plug in a computer and play with it, to retail stores, to digital animation, everything, 1,000 songs in our pocket, that he had affected our lives the most. And he was somebody who connected technology to the humanity, so he was perfect.
So when you wrote about Kissinger, I assume it wasn't a lot of interviews. You certainly weren't trailing him at all his meetings, I assume.
Well, actually, Dr. Kissinger gave me about 30 interviews. In fact, he used to do it at breakfast at 6 a.m., which is not my favorite day part. And every now and then he'd call and say, well, Walter, you still do not understand why we had to bomb Cambodia. Let's have another breakfast session. So I had enough interviews.
Okay, well, Franklin obviously had passed away, so you went through documents and so forth. With Steve Jobs, did he give you even more access than Henry Kissinger did?
Totally. I had made an arrangement with Steve Jobs, which is, I don't want to do it based on interviews. I want to do it based on being by your side, walking through your design studio with Johnny Ive, being at meetings, being at your house in Palo Alto, just watching you. And he said, fine. And then I said, but I want you to have no control over the book. He said, fine, I won't even read it in advance. He said, that way it'll seem more real. It won't seem like it was a fake book.
So when you wrote the book, you realized he was ill, and you were writing the book, and he passed away just shortly before the book came out. Mm-hmm. So did you then feel that you had something that was so unique because you were the last person who really had access to him, and how did the book do?
Well, the important thing about the book was I just let the story tell itself. I realized I had such good material. Every meeting, everything about him, everything from Steve Wozniak to John Scully, who he got rid of, all these people. And so I didn't try to preach or pontificate. I said, just let me tell you a story. And the book did well, not because of the book, but he was just, almost canonized from here to China, and everybody wanted to read about his magic.